These are the plaintiffs, Thomas and Lorraine Picarillo. Thomas says he and his wife purchased an adorable Scottish fold kitten from the defendant's pet shop. Turns out the defendant sold them a defective cat with a nose that was too narrow, and the poor thing can't breathe properly. The woman's breeding cats for wealth, not health, and they want their hard-earned $2,075.36 returned. This is the defendant, Marina. She says she's been in business for 23 years, and she's 100% positive she sold the plaintiffs a healthy cat. They had the poor thing in a cold house. The kitten caught something, and now they're coming after her for a full refund? If she felt like the cat's illness was in any way her fault, she would have taken care of it. But the plaintiffs are at fault here, for sure. She's accused of being catty over a kitty.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff says the defendant sold her a cat with a wonky nose, but the defendant says the cat was in good shape, literally and figuratively. It's the case of the cat nose.
Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Thomas Picarillo?
Yes,
Okay.
Your Honor.
Yeah, and Lorraine Picarillo?
Yes.
All right, you are suing Marina. You've asked not to use your last name for $2,075.36 in vet bills that you have incurred that you say are her fault. Tell me what's going on. What? Okay, this is about a cat, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, what's that?
He just attached with my husband, just like a witness.
Wait, the bird's a witness?
Yes, he's in the store 24/7.
No, really, why is the bird in my courtroom? Because he's attached to your husband or your husband's attached to it?
To us.
Okay.
The whole family is here.
Okay. Well, is the cockatoo going to talk? Yes. It's a talker? The first time it talks, you need to leave with it. Okay? How's that for a deal?
Yeah.
All right, Picarillos, tell me what happened.
Well, my old cat, he died. He lived to 21 years old. My wife was passing her store, and she saw an adorable cat in the window. So we went back and we purchased the cat.
How much did you pay for the cat?
$1,500.
Why? What was so great about the cat?
Well, he's a Scottish foal.
I've never seen one. Do you have pictures?
Yes.
Yes.
Is that like a particularly beautiful breed or?
Yeah, it's supposed to be. You know, it's.
Okay. Cute. All right. So you fell in love, obviously.
We fell in love with the cat. We loved
Big
the
round
cat
head.
very much. When we first got him, he was sneezing. And she told us to bring her to her vet, Dr. Stein. So that's what we did. And then he gave him some antibiotics. And then, we went back to the store. We complained that my cat is sick and he's not getting any better. So we went to my other vet that we know for about 20 years or so. And he says, this cat has something wrong with his nose or something.
Okay, that vet, what's the name of that vet?
Dr. Kaufman and Dr. Jaffe.
Okay, when is it that you finally go to Dr. Kaufman and Dr. Jaffe?
It was a couple of weeks later.
Can I please see the vet report? Because it wasn't a couple of weeks later. That's why I'm asking.
Okay.
What I want is the first doctor's report that says there's a congenital defect. This cat has a problem it was born with.
This
which
is
is
it,
that the
but I went-
nostrils are too small, right?
This is it right here. We had gone
And
here.
what date did you get that?
Let me get my other glasses here.
Is there a cat on your purse?
Yeah, there,
Is there a cat on your
yes,
shirt too?
Yeah, I'm a
the
cat
cat
lover,
lady?
big time, yeah. Big time, yeah. This letter is a recent letter telling us what his condition is of my cat.
Let me see that. All right. All right, this is dated September 19th.
But we saw way before that.
was
Okay, so it
diagnosed-
says, it's dated September 19th, and it says, on June 18th, I diagnosed a condition. You bought the cat on April 9th.
Yes.
All right. And then when do you tell her the cat has a problem with the nostrils?
I told her the very next day when I
Okay.
brought him home that she sold us a sick cat, and I don't know what to do about it. We fell in love with the cat, and we don't want to give her the cat back, but she never even suggested to take the cat back. She just kept telling us, you have the wrong medicine and you need to get the right antibiotics, she said. And when you do that, the cat will get better. She says all her cats are very healthy and that she brought him from overseas in Europe, she told me. And she says she only buys the very best quality of cats.
So from April 9th when you bought the cat until June 18th when this doctor tells you this, how many times did you talk to the defendant?
I would say at least 8 times.
Okay, and how many different doctor's visits did you have?
Okay, with hers, it was 1, 2, 3, 4 with hers.
And her vet was saying or doing what?
And her vet told us, Dr. Stein, that the cat is healthy, and he gave him antibiotic for an upper respiratory infection.
So she's saying that the vet she sent you to was giving you the wrong drugs?
Yeah,
Yes.
well, he was giving us the wrong.
Yeah,
Okay,
she
what's
did
going on?
say
When
that.
did they first tell you that there's a problem with the cat?
Okay, I saw them. It was April 10, and the cat was with them in 72 hours, April 13 in the doctor office.
You sold them the cat on what day?
April 9.
April 9. Okay.
So for next day, they was visit the doctor office, Dr. Stein.
Is that the doctor you referred
Yes.
to? Okay, go on.
Before 2 weeks before I sell the kitten was checked by the same vet, also made vaccination, deworming, and fit to sale.
Okay.
So April 10, the couple came to the same doctor for vaccination.
Okay.
It was time for vaccination, for deworming and checkup.
Okay.
They never ever even doctor made vaccination for sick animals.
Okay, but the cat had congestion at that point already, right?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Isn't that part of the vet record?
No.
Okay, I need all of your vet reports between the time of purchase. Well, all of the vet reports.
Just make sure we have
These are the
everything.
shots that he got. you
Okay.
know.
In here, I'm going to find Dr. Stein's reports, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you took the cat to your own vet, Doctors Kaufman and Jaffe, April 27.
Yes.
Did your own vet tell you then that there was a congenital defect?
Yes, he says there's something wrong, that the
Where-
tube is narrow or something.
Okay, but
the
how
nose.
come your vet states the date to be June 18th as opposed to 4/27, which is on the notes?
That's-
See, this stuff's important. Have you guys looked into the
because
law?
you're looking at-
Wait, stop. I want to understand. Before you come to court, did you guys do any research or try to figure out what your rights are under the law?
Yes.
Okay, so the vet bills are around $2,000. The cat cost way less, but the guy, when you go to the store and you buy a cat, you expect the cat's going to be in good condition. Is this plaintiff entitled to the $2,000?
Well, I believe that people are always responsible for what they kind of damage, but in this case, I believe that a cat is not worth $2,000, and I think that.
So what do you do? Do you say you can't take the cat to the vet because you can't? What?
Well, I think you would have to get another cat.
So what?
Someone would be
You put the cat? What do you do? I mean, what do you do?
I don't know.
You get the $2,000,
Yes, you do.
even if it's way more than the value of the cat.
Yes.
Okay, and you're going to be the tiebreaker here.
I wouldn't pay $2,000 for a cat, but you know what they say, caveat emptor, buyer beware.
Okay, fair enough. Going inside the courtroom.
Okay, why don't you tell us, because you're a pet dealer, right?
Yes.
That's what you do for a living. What's the law on this?
Okay, so they're supposed to visit the doctor in 72 hours after selling. In 2 weeks, if something's wrong, they can return the cat. And on time to sell, the kitten's supposed to be fit to sale. And I saw them in April 13. I asked why they visited doctors. They said the kitten started to sneezing. I asked what happened. They said it's no heater in the house. The window was open and probably he got cold. Very important when you decide to get kitten, it's not just water, food and water.
Okay, but you understand that their doctor is saying that it's a congenital defect, that the
No.
nostrils are too small.
No. Dr. Stein said the kitten was completely healthy.
Yes, I know that the Dr. Stein says that, and I know that there are notes by Doctors Kaufman and Jaffe that are just notes. And the first time they say anything about congenital defect is June 18th.
I can explain that, Your Honor.
Yeah, you need to, because there's a certain time limit within which you are entitled to get your refund.
The reason why it was in June, we were trying all different medicines that, her vet suggested, her 2 vets, and then we were trying what our vet, Dr. Jaffe and Dr. Kaufman suggested. And none of those medications that they kept offering, none of them worked. We went to this specialist in Manhattan, and Dr. Plotnick there
Oh, I see. I'm wrong. Your vet, Kaufman and Jaffe, aren't the ones who diagnosed your cat has small nostrils.
No,
It's
no,
this doctor,
no.
the
Yes, it's the Manhattan cat
Manhattan
specialist.
specialist
Because
did
we
Right.
kept going back to our vet before we went there.
Got it. Here's the problem, though. You know, your state of New York, like most states, has protection for animal purchasers. It says if within 14 days following the sale of an animal, a veterinarian certifies an animal unfit for purchase due to illness or a congenital defect, the dealer has to give you the right to return the animal, get a refund, or pay vet bills up to the purchase price. There's certain remedies. The problem that we have is that you can't get somebody to say there's a congenital defect until September, which is way after your time limitation.
See what it is. We love the cat a lot, and we tried to do all these other steps, and she kept saying that the DNA is good and that there's nothing wrong with her cat.
Okay, no, you talked to her within the 14 days.
Yes.
Did you send a, quote, written notice?
No,
not at that time.
I know,
I spoke
Not
to
at
her
that
on the
time.
phone, and then we went directly to her store.
but I can't make an exception for you that doesn't exist for everybody else, and my hands are tied. My verdict in this case is for the defendant.
So the judge's hands are tied and the ruling goes for the defendant. Step in a little bit closer. What's your understanding of this
Well, I don't
verdict?
think it's fair. I spent a lot of money to help the cat out, and he has problems with his nose and he has arthritis.
Well, you do understand the letter of the law and how it has to be followed, right? The 14 days?
Yeah.
So there's nothing that can happen in the court.
Well, we didn't find the right doctor at that time.
Okay. All right. Head right down this way, okay? Follow him that way. Okay. All right, so step on in here. Put yourself in their shoes.
I'm just happy to be here in People's Court. I want to say thank you very much.
Is that a cockatoo?
Yes, it's a cockatoo. It's Malakian cockatoo. He loves everybody.
Say Harvey.
Ari, back to you.
Okay, I cannot stress this enough. When you buy a cat from a pet shop or a breeder, you got to know what the law is. There are certain rights you have, but they vary wildly from state to state. So you should check before you sign. It could cost you a lot of money. The better thing to do, I think, is to go and adopt a rescue, because those rescues will never forget where they came from and they will love you forever.